All right, let's do this. So today I'm going to talk about the Product Manager Handbook for database folks. And I'm a newbie at Teams, but if you are joining us live, I do have the meeting chat in front of me. So if you want to throw in comments or questions as we go, they are welcome. It's no longer May 2021. It's actually June 2021. So we'll move on to the next slide since I've failed to update the title slide. I'm going to talk about what product managers do, how to work with them and things like that. And the illustrations you see in here are all from a very fun game called Untitled Goose Game. If you're among the very few people who haven't encountered this game, the one thing you should take away from this talk is that you should buy and play this game. It is tons and tons of fun. If you haven't played the game for a while, they now have 2-player, so you can have 2 geese running about causing trouble in a little village. So the geese will be helping us understand today what exactly is it that a product manager does. And maybe this is of interest to you because maybe you're just thinking about different career paths you could take. Maybe some of you from this talk will think about, oh, maybe I could be a product manager for some company someday. Otherwise, you don't have to want to do that. This might just help you figure out how can I work best with product managers, whether they work for your company or whether they work for a vendor. I'll give a little info on what product managers can do for you. So first up, what exactly is it that a product manager does? I've been in many roles throughout my career. I've been a database administrator, a consultant, a small business owner. I've done lots of stuff. And there is something that product managers and database administrators do have a lot of things in common in terms of the fact that it can be hard to describe what they do. Like, it can be a lot. It can be really, really varied. So what is it that a product manager does? One key thing about this talk is being a product manager, and I think largely being a database person as well, is really key to success is that it is a form of leadership. But also, very similarly between both jobs, it's leadership when the people you need to lead don't report to you and you can't necessarily just tell them what to do. So leadership takes many forms, including it might be having the villagers chase you. But so what is this type of leadership in product management? Here's a core skills list. I'm not going to read all these. You can kind of browse them visually as I talk. A colleague of mine, Kiara, shared these with me in terms of just these are all of the kind of core skills that a product manager needs to develop. One interesting thing is that in a product manager job, and you may sometimes see the term program management as well, it's important if you were considering this job to look at a list like this and then to ask the people who are hiring, okay, which of these skills does this product or program manager need to be really deep in, and which do they need to be lighter in, right? Because if you look at this list, can you do all of these things all the time? Now, on the topic of product versus program manager, if you do some Google Bing searches, you'll find people do say these are different things, and they'll kind of outline what the differences there are. In my experience, it's a lot fuzzier than that, and some product management jobs are a lot like some program management jobs. One key differentiator is some product managers do a lot more marketing work and marketing research, and sometimes we have partners who do that. So for instance, where I work at Redgate, we have product marketing managers who really focus on understanding the market big picture and market positioning big picture, and I work closely with them. I don't do all of that myself. So that's a really key differentiator in terms of these jobs, in terms of how the balance is in what you do. In terms of where product managers spend their time, what I really did is just looked at my calendar. Here are all of the things that I have been involved in recently and will be involved in coming up. There's one of the great things about being a product manager or with working with them is the product manager job really works both with folks who are on the side of the business in marketing, in sales, in leadership, as well as folks who are on the tech side and with designers. So get this view and interactions with lots and lots of different people in a variety of activities. So even if you're not a product manager, even if you're working with them, they can have interesting perspectives on things simply because we talk to a lot of people in order to be able to do our jobs. In terms of what I've found that is really fun and challenging about the job, I mean, the absolute best thing, and I actually think this really carries over from working as a database administrator and a consultant to like loads of interesting work, loads of hard problems. That is fun, that is exciting, that is interesting. So if you like those things on your data related job and you kind of want to move to a more product focused strategic role, it might be suited for you. In terms of what is the trickiest though, you have to be really adaptable. You have to really accept those challenges of what I said about the fact that I don't have any direct reports, right? I can't tell people what to do. More and more with software, from large companies like Microsoft to smaller software shops, it's all about empowering engineers and connecting everyone to the customer and not about command and control. This means that in order to move a product strategy forward, you have to learn a lot about how in different situations, what is the right way in this situation to help provide the right context, the right communication style, the right information, the right activities that will help keep things on track. And sometimes knowing when to not do something. So if you're not a product manager and you don't want to be one, how do you best work with a product manager? Well, product managers, what do we value? More and more product managers everywhere, what really helps us is having customer insights. Both direct customer stories about customer use cases, customer pain points, as well as if you interact with other people and you have more indirect short stories to share, that can really help too. Also, understanding the marketplace and understanding what others are doing in the marketplace, really, really key to us. Keeping up on what is happening from everywhere, from cloud providers to different vendors to different, database platforms. When working directly with a product manager, whether they're in your own company or not, really, direct feedback is really super helpful. And also creativity. We can't do everything, right? And by we, I just mean humans. Life and software development is an exercise in prioritization and understanding, the right best strategy to move forward and adjusting as you go forward. So this requires creativity and iteration. And when can a product manager help you? So this one, I think, is really, really useful for database folks to understand. So I'm giving you a little bit of background on what does a product manager do? How does this actually relate to you? So some of the product managers you will interact with will work for your vendors, right? Maybe they work for Microsoft in the Azure space. Maybe they work for a company that helps Postgres evolve, right? Maybe they work for your monitoring vendor, or maybe they work for, just another company you interact with. What a product manager generally can help you do is, the first thing is just helping understand what you need and your use case. How is it that you use their product? And what do you not have? What hurts? What do you need to move forward and why? They can help provide you as well with roadmap information. So although product managers don't control everything and aren't the boss of people, one of the main functions a product manager does is help provide roadmaps for their organization that align with other roadmaps. Where are we going? And they can help you understand where your vendor is going big picture, which can really help you get a view of where do you fit into that? Where do your problems maybe fit into that? And how does this help you make decisions as well? If you're working with a product manager at your organization, I think the thing that I see as internally one thing I do with my colleagues at work is we're constantly, and part of it is this road mapping thing, but part of it is this vision and shared understanding of what do we provide and what is the value of it. We're always working on improving, understanding, and sharing that with our colleagues, both now and for the future. And that's kind of when you're talking to a product manager, finding out what is the value of the solutions that you see strategically that's coming. Those are the types of questions, like if you're looking to start a conversation with them, that's kind of the area I would go. So 10 minutes just flew by there. I think it hit 11. Thanks so much for coming to the talk today. It's been super fun.